Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to BTBY TV, you guys. I'm your host, Terrence, the unstoppable Coach Leffridge, along with the professor of change and the founder of BTBY, Miss Brenda Ringwood. Hey, Brenda, how are you?
I am absolutely wonderful, fabulous, and unchanged.
Wonderful, fabulous, unchanged, as well as unstoppable, too.
No, I said
How
unchanged. I'm changed.
you've changed. Okay.
I'm changed. Yes.
So tell us how you changed and how you're continuing to become the best version of you as we start off our show today.
I first had to realize that I had a value and that I was worthy of change. I was worthy of having the life that I wanted, and I didn't need to let other people's opinions of me stop me. And I had to put that into my mind and believe it and act upon it. I had to put the plan in place. And we've got some people here that are going to probably talk to you about how to do that.
Well, absolutely. And the reason we're here today is we are talking about this great event coming up August 25th through the 27th. Yes, it is the BTBY experience coming to Kansas City. You've got the link right there before on you on the screen. Go on over and start registering today at comechangeyourlife.com. The BTBY experience, becoming the best you. And, Brenda and I, we could talk about it all day long, but, it's more important for you to hear from some people that are bringing the experience, as well as some people who have experienced the experience and have gone on to become better versions of themselves just because they did what we're inviting you to do right now, which is to go ahead and register for our upcoming BTBY experience in Kansas City. ComeChangeYourLife.com. Now we've got speakers, we've got entrepreneurs, we've got thought leaders, we've got breakouts, we've got food, we've got fun, we've got fellowship, and all of that in a 3-day weekend. You can't beat it with a stick. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to start introducing some of our great people that are going to be on our stage. Let's bring up first from AaronPage.com, Miss Aaron Page. Aaron, how are you?
Hello. Happy morning.
Happy morning to you. We always got to do the love sign when Aaron is in the building. So
Ooh,
sending
she's all
love.
about it. All about it.
All about it. And you know what? I'm going to go with my gut when I click on the next speaker because she inspires me to go with my gut each and every day. Let's welcome to the stage Lauren Dreyer. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. Look at that smile, just energized. And let's bring up our superhero couple, none other than John E. Avocado and Kenya Crafts. Come on in, come on in. Hey, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, everybody.
Hey there. How you guys doing?
We are fantastic.
Fabulous.
Fantastic. Glad you are here. And you know what? We can't do this without some leadership, without someone who's going to help us stay focused on the right things, becoming the leader of one before you become a leader of many. That's how you help the world become the best version of themselves. So we've got the leadershipologist in the building. He is Velton Showell. Hey, Velton.
Up, you are muted.
He's got so much information that they're already trying to take him out.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, Velton, how you doing?
Not as good as you, and I'm fantastic.
Well, that means we are all on track to be having a wonderful day. So, you know what? I want to multiply this just like I want to help you multiply your money. So we've got the money multiplier himself, Brent Kessler, in the building. Hey, Brent.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. And last but not least, we already have royalty with the professor of change in the building, but we have newly crowned royalty in Mr. Georgia United. But, we still call him a prince. It is Prentice Ahmad. Welcome to the party, Prentice.
Hello, darling. Hello. Thank you. And make sure you say it
Oh,
correctly, baby. It's Mr. US United, honey. Mr. Georgia
you
was
know
right
what?
here, but
You
I
know
just
what?
won this one now.
You know what? I came in low so you could come up high. That's how we roll.
Hey, come on now.
So, you know what? Welcome all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this experience today. This is the BTBY family, y'all, and they know what it means to becoming the best you. And so, what we're going to do, we're going to invite you to listen to each and every one of them. Let them tell you who they are better than I can tell them who you are. And we're just going to chop it up and talk about the upcoming event. While you are here, make sure you are sharing this out to your tribe. Like we've got some of our Facebook users out there. We've got Duke Lott in the building. He's saying, let's go, let's go. We've got other people in the building saying it's forever changing the divine beauty of life. So, yes, becoming the best you is a beautiful thing, and it helps you become a divine beauty of life to each and everybody that you come into. Let's start off with the ladies first. Let's start off with Erin Page. Erin, why don't you give them an introduction of who you are, and we'll go around from there.
All right. Well, thank you so much and welcome to everyone. It is such a happy Saturday to be with everyone out there and be a part of the BTBY family. And that's exactly what we are, is a family. And we invite you to join us here in August. Who am I? Well, I'm known as the Dream Igniter, and DREAM stands for Dare Radiantly Every Day and Moment. How many of you are getting up early in the morning and preparing for the day and deciding to dare radiantly every day and moment? Well, that's what I do. I help encourage you to see your dreams, to ignite them, and also to love on yourself and what it means to be heart-centered and to do business and to have personal relationships that are very heart-centered and heartful, Full. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, that is just the slither of what Erin brings to the BTBY experience. She not only brings an experience in the front of the camera, on the stages, and across the country as we move this thing on, but she's doing great things behind the scenes, helping to build the infrastructure of BTBY as well. So we thank you for your service. Let's talk to the person who goes with her gut with everything she does. It's Lauren Dreher. Hey, Lauren, how are you? Introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. My name is Lauren Dreher. I am the founder of Living Life with Lauren. And I will tell you, I went with that because it is all about living life. And we do that every day, right? When I very first started figuring out who I was, who I wanted to be, and what that meant for myself, it started with, as Terrence said, learning how to listen to my gut and go with my gut. Because as I figured out who I was and where I wanted to go and the legacy that I wanted to leave and make that impact, it was all about listening to that instinct, because we get a lot of outside comments and opinions, and those people all want to tell us how to be us, how to do what they think that we should be doing. And I figured out real fast that that's not who I wanted to be or who I was meant to be. So I figured out how to listen to my gut, listen to what was speaking to me. And that has become my tagline, as you've heard, is go with your gut and listen to that, because it won't steer you wrong.
Great answers. Go with your gut. It won't steer
I've
you
got a
wrong.
question for Lauren.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
She was an attendee last year. Well, not last year, it was this year, but in St. Louis. Tell us what you thought and what I mean, why you're on the screen right now. Not only did you come as an attendee, you participated in our Becoming the Best Speaker class.
Absolutely. Last year, I honestly didn't think I was going to make it to the conference. And it was a very last minute thing. And it was because I listened to what my gut was telling me, honestly. I figured out how to make it happen. It didn't look pretty. It wasn't how I thought it was going to be. But I figured out a way to get there because when I truly listened to uh, what that gut was telling me, it said, no, find a way to get there. And it kept saying, okay, here's who you need to talk to, here's what you need to say. And it took a lot of me putting aside my fear and saying, no, I'm going to do this. And I tell you what, I got to St. Louis in February for the first conference that I've been to with BTBY. And it was an experience is probably not even the right thing. It doesn't do it justice because I walked in and I had my thoughts of what it was going to be and what I was going to get out of it. And I tell you what, I walked out of there. BTBY hit me on every aspect of my life, business, family, personal, everything. And it impacted me in a way that I can't even tell you. I can't describe very well, but it is the reason that I am on this screen today because I want to be able to tell everybody else why they need to be here. And regardless of what you're thinking, it will hit you in ways that you don't imagine, but will change your life.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Let's go down to the superhero couple, and then we'll come back to the gentleman and let them introduce themselves. But the superhero couple, we're going to start with Kenya Crafts and then Johnny Avocado. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. So I am Kenny Crafts, and I am a part of a superpower couple, and we make shit happen. We make stuff happen. And I joined the BTBY with Johnny at the February conference, and I haven't looked back since.
Hey, everybody. I'm Johnny Avocado, and you know me. I'm the guy that makes shit happen, and I tell you that you can too. One of the things many people know me for is that I'm a motivator. One of the things I had to discover for myself is that I was really good at following other people's plans and following through with other people's dreams. But when it came to mine, I had a hard time mustering that motivation within myself to make it happen. So I had to go on a journey to figure out how to do that. And I had a lot of people along the way help me. And I figured if I could ever give back, I sure had to. And one of those people was my wife, Kenya. And I had to discover along that way, too, that you need people close to you that are in alignment with what your mission and what your dream is. One of the challenges that so many of us face, and many folks here, especially the speakers, will talk about it themselves, is sometimes those that are closest to you just can't give you the right answers or responses that you need. Unless they are thoughtful or considerate in the way that they deal with you about your change and your journey, sometimes they can get in the way. And so that's one of the things that I think that Kenny and I are able to bring, is that through some of our self-discovery, we were able to work our way through some of those challenges that allowed us to communicate and help each other along our journey as opposed to oppose one another.
Well, we are so glad you are here. And as you guys, you'll hear during our show today and during some of the other shows coming up, we've got a lot of people who have experienced us as attendees and have gotten so inspired and so motivated that they have gone out and stepped out of their comfort zone. And now they've come from behind the scenes in front of the scenes, becoming the best version of themselves. So we appreciate the superhero couple that's also going to be taking the stage this time around at our BTBY experience in Kansas City. Let's go over to the leadershipologist. Mr. Velton Showell, another one of us who is not only giving you inspiration and motivation from the stage, but he's helping build the infrastructure for BTBY as one of our board members. Hey, Velton, go ahead and talk to the people.
Well, good morning. As Terrence said, my name is Velton Showell, and a lot of people call me the leadershipologist. And the one thing that they just asked me to talk about is, who are you? And that's a very interesting question because each of us is a unique individual, but many of us don't discover who we are because we are so entrenched and enthralled in what other people think of us. But before we can move to the next level, before we can lead, we have to understand who we are. And one of the things that I'm going to ask you to think about is that day when the Creator or God calls you home. And you stand in front of the gates, and St. Peter is standing there with a book, and he says, what did you do with the gifts that the Creator gave you? How did you make a difference or change the world with the gifts the Creator gave to you? And now you have to give an account of who you are. BTBY will allow you to begin to develop the understanding, the mindset, and the skill set to be able to articulate who you are and how your contributions change the world. We'll see you in Kansas City. Terrence?
Absolutely.
That was
See,
well
that's why
said.
we could just stop right now and just go and say, see you in Kansas City. But you know what? We've got more people that have an experience of being a part of BTBY and helping us grow with BTBY. So let's welcome Brent Kessler. Let's give you the opportunity to talk about not how only you can multiply your money, but you can multiply your life by being a part of this BTBY experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, how do you follow all of this up, right? These great intros and everything. Like you said, we could just turn everything off and head home now and just go to Kansas City. But yeah, man, excited to be here and excited to share. Again, I'm Brent Kessler, and the name of my company is The Money Multiplier. And I think it's like, the thing is Terrence, it talks about it in even as far as the site itself, the website, comechangeyourlife.com, right? That's what we're going to do here at the BTBY experience. Is there's going to be so many people that come here. Maybe you're a first time attendee, maybe you've been there in the past, but you are going to leave there with ideas, with tools, with strategies that are going to help you to change your life. And I've been a part of, these in the past. And anyway, I just want to say that the thing is just go there and expect nothing, but just keep an open mind. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So that means we should be listening twice as much that we're talking. Now, I'm still trying to learn how to do that in my own life, but that's what we're there to do. Is we're there to learn, and we're there to take in information and knowledge that other people have, or the experience that other people have experienced in their lives. And I've heard a couple of the other speakers already this morning talk about how so there's other people that think that this is the way that you're supposed to act. This is the way that you're supposed to be. And that's just not the case at all. God gave you your ability to be yourself, to be the best you. And a lot of times what we have to do is take that noise that's out there, all that noise that people are raining down upon us, and we have to just close that out because it may not be the truth. It may not be accurate at all, right? So sometimes it's hard, even even the closest people to us, our friends, our family, our coworkers, sometimes they're bringing us down. They're dragging us down in life. And sometimes, I tell people this all the time, sometimes you have to fire the people that are closest to you out of your life. I'm not saying don't invite them over for Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner or things like that, but just, okay, so like if it comes to certain things in life, such as your as far as your health, your relationships, even your money, you have to sometimes not take their advice and go and see what people on the outside are telling you and keep that open mind. As I said earlier, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So that's what I'm there to share. I'm there to share with people how there are different ways to think about your money, how the stuff that our parents taught us, our grandparents, our friends, our colleagues, and our coworkers, it may not actually be the truth about money and how money works. And that's what I'm there to share with the audience.
I can't wait to hear it.
Now, hold on. How y'all gonna want me to go after that? Y'all ain't right.
Princess Amanda,
Y'all ain't right.
You got this.
Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Go ahead, Terrence.
You know, I'm really trying to like frame you in a spot, because I know once you get on stage, honey, it's just gonna get shut down. So without further ado,
no, we got to make them wait a little bit longer.
Oh, okay. Let's do a commercial then. Let's just find the longest commercial we can do. No.
Before we do that, though, I need to ask Brent a few questions, because he's also going to be part of our Millionaire Breakout Hour.
Absolutely.
What are you going to teach them about their money in that class?
Yeah, well, the big picture, the big 20,000 foot view is I'm going to teach people how to build, keep, and create wealth through their own debts and expenses that they already have, right? So I'm going to show you the way that the super wealthy use their money. The concept that I'm going to teach is not brand new. It's not on trial. It's not being tested. It's been around for over 200 years. If you research people just like the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Stanleys, the Barclays, and if you look to see how they built, kept, and created wealth in their family, that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how Walt Disney built Disneyland, how Ray Kroc funded McDonald's, how Pampered Chef got started before Warren Buffett bought Pampered Chef. I'm going to show you how to keep control of your money, to keep that money in your own life. I'm going to teach you in the book called Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki. A lot of you guys in the real estate world maybe have heard of a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He also wrote another book called Second Chance. I'm going to teach you exactly what Robert Kiyosaki is talking about in that book. There's another guy named Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins wrote a book called Money Master the Game. If you get a chance to read that book before you come to this live event in Kansas City, I want you to go to that book that Tony Robbins wrote called Money Master the Game, and I want you to read chapter 5.4 of that book. And basically what Tony Robbins is telling you in chapter 5.4 is exactly the thing that I teach. I'm also going to share with everybody while I'm there the book that I wrote called Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery. I'm going to give that book to everybody in the audience as an ebook form. So I'm going to show you how to build, keep, and create wealth just by adding one step in your financial life. You see, I know people don't like change, right? Even though it's called, right, www.comechangeyourlife.com, people are very resistant to change and they don't want to change. So I'm not going to have you necessarily change what you're doing with your money. All we're going to do is add one step in your financial life. I'm not going to have you change your cash flow. I'm not going to have you work any harder, take any additional risk, or lose control of your money. We're just going to add one simple step. And when you add that step in your financial life, it will drastically change or improve your financial life. So that's what I'll be teaching.
Love
it's going to be great.
They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with that first step. So we love how you're just going to give us one thing to start with and then take us on our journey to helping us become the best version of ourselves. And then we too, after we do that, we'll get to wear our own crown, just like Mr. United is about to share his crown and what he's doing. Let's welcome again, Prentice Ahmad.
Hello, everyone. Hello. First off, before I get into mine, Brent, you said the name of that book was called Mapping Out the Millionaire, or Mapping Out, what is it that you said?
It's called Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery.
Mystery. Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much, Fran. Okay, so anyway, so my name is Prentice Ahmad, better known as Mr. US United. So I'm your new crown prince, for your new crown king for the whole year. Anyway, so we can get into that later. So who am I? What do I do? So basically, my name is Prentice Ahmad. I show you how to take your trauma and turn it into triumph. I understand that everybody has something that they've been through. Everyone has something that they can say, "Oh my gosh, like this was the moment that made or broke me." And I'm there to show you how to not let any of those traumas that you've been through define your future. I completely understand that when you look at your life, there's so many times when we look and we say, "Oh my gosh, like I really do wish that I could have this, or I really do wish that I could have that." Everything that you want is on the other side of once you get your mind situated on what it is that you want. And I show you how to control your mindset to control your life. I can be real long-winded, so I'm going to expound on that later on, but I'm going to just give y'all that little tidbit right there.
And I saw you had your notepad and your pen taking notes.
I do.
Absolutely.
I wrote down every book he said.
Note takers are not only change makers, but note takers. Because you're a change maker, then you ultimately become a money maker. So if you're watching us live, or if you're watching us on the replay, it's not too late. We're going to take a quick commercial break to talk about the event. So run and get your pen, get your pad, get your libation. We'll be right back with BTBY TV, and let's talk a little bit about what you're going to get when you come to the BTBY experience in Kansas City, y'all, August 25th through the 27th.
Go Chiefs, go Chiefs, go Chiefs. Becoming the best version of yourself is a journey. When you believe in yourself, you can move mountains. Let's start your journey today at comechangeyourlife.com. All you have to do is take the first step, and we will help you along the way. Are you ready? Change starts now. Become the best version of yourself. Reach for the world. Kansas City is coming. ComeChangeYourLife.com. Become the best version of you. Let known influencers such as Saucony Prince and Dr. Ruben West show you how to overcome and move forward and get to the next stage of your life. You don't want to miss this, Kansas City. August 25th through the 27th. ComeChangeYourLife.com. Host Brenda Ringwood and Terrence Lethbridge bring quality speakers. Go on over to ComeChangeYourLife.com because change happens here. Welcome to Becoming the Best You, where superheroes are made. Become your own superhero. You can do it. Stop being the sidekick. You are a superhero. Show us your power. Join us today and reach for the world. Learn how at Becoming the Best You. So grab your cape, superhero, and meet us there. ComeChangeYourLife.com, August 25th through the 27th. Becoming the Best You, Kansas City is the best conference of the year. Come meet Saucony Prince and Dr. Ruben West, international speakers and leaders. Becoming the Best You, where you become the best version of you. Are you letting doubt, insecurities, and others rule your life? Are you stuck? Then you do not want to miss this experience. ComeChangeYourLife.com, where you will meet world-class leaders. ComeChangeYourLife.com, Kansas City Hilton Airport.
Yes.
Somebody was busy making commercials.
No, we are busy pumping up and promoting this wonderful experience on BTBY TV. Welcome back. Blech, that's a mouthful. BTBY TV. Look forward to coming episodes, not only talking about the conference, but highlighting our wonderful speakers, our wonderful thought leaders, all throughout the year coming into 2024, whereas as we continue to expand and grow the brand, which is Becoming the Best You. Welcome back for you guys who are watching us. We've got some of our great speakers here on the sneak peek episode of BTBY, talking about the BTBY experience coming up August 25th through the 27th. So now, Brent, I want to ask you, what made you decide personally to become the best version of yourself? And then how did that expand into this wonderful experience that we've been putting on for the last couple of years now?
I first off had to realize that I could become the best version of myself. And not only that I could do it, that I owed it to myself to become the best version of me. I owed it to myself. I owed it to my family. I owed it to the people that I worked with, because when you're not, you're just letting your potential go down the drain. You're living a life that's not happy. And to be able to do that, you have to change your mindset to realize that no, I am enough, which is what Dr. Tracy Ward's going to talk about. I am enough. I have a purpose. And more importantly, I am worthy, which means you are worthy. You are worthy to become the best version of yourself. And I'm going to tell you, when you do that, it's life-changing. And you might not become a millionaire. You might not even get an increase in your income at all. You might even digress a little bit, because sometimes being happy means downsizing and changing everything about your life. But I guarantee you, you will be very wealthy in your mindset.
And you tapped on something real quick, and as I segue, I'm going to segue into our second question that I want each and every one of you guys to get a chance to take a bite out of. You talked about that becoming the best version of you, you may not become a millionaire, but here's one thing I know. Here's one of the not necessarily the mantras, but one of the principles that I've recognized on going through my own journey towards becoming the best version of me. It's not so much about the money, because many times the fallacy is that money creates happiness. Money is just a tool that can make you happy if you use it correctly. But I've been more inclined to want to be fulfilled and happy. And I can be fulfilled and not have as much money in my pocket as Brent does or as Velton does, because fulfillment and happiness means something different to me than it may mean to someone else. So as we go around the room, talk about how being a part of BTBY has brought you some level of happiness and maybe some level of fulfillment in your own life. Let's go backwards and come forwards. Let's start with Prentice, then we'll go with Brent, Lauren, Aaron, Velton, and then the superhero couple. So just once someone stops, you can jump right in.
Well, first off, I'm glad that you started with me, because I was already thinking about what I was going to say. But I just wanted to let you know, Terrence, if I had your money, I could throw mine away. Just FYI.
Well,
Anyway.
when you throw it away, throw it my way. How about that?
Honestly, I will stand and hold true to what I always say about BTBY, which is why every time that Brenda asks me to come back, I'm always there, feet first, head first. I'm there, whatever it is that you need. And that's simply because I've attended a lot of conferences in my lifetime, in my 25 years in holding lifetime. And one thing that I've constantly learned is that most times when you go to a conference, they give you an abundance of information, and the information is amazing. The information is something that is life changing. Unfortunately, when you do not have a tool to utilize the information that you just got, unfortunately, it's kind of like giving someone keys to a vehicle, but not giving them the vehicle. You can't go nowhere. There is nowhere that you're going to be able to go. BTBY does not do that. What we do at BTBY is we give you the keys, we give you the vehicle, and then not only do we do that, we say, hey, let me get in the driver's seat first and show you how to do it. And then once we're so far along, then I will go ahead and I will step over and I'll let you take the wheel. So when I think about BTBY, I always think of how it is that we're changing lives, but it's not that we're just changing lives. We're helping people to see that there is a version of themselves that just needs to be unlocked. Brenda said something earlier, and she talked about potential. One of the things I tell everyone is that we all have potential, but it is what we do with that potential that actually matters. Les Brown often says that the richest place in the entire world is the graveyard, because it is full of dreams, goals, and ambitions that never came to fruition. So when you think about it, everyone has something that they are destined to do. Unfortunately, most times, because they do not have the vehicle in which to do it, they end up not doing it. So when you come to BTBY, if there's a business, if there's something that you want to do, someone in that room is going to be able to help you do it. When you think about money, you had Mr. Kessler on here and he was telling you how to multiply your money. When Brenda said that, you may not become a millionaire, you may not become a millionaire tangibly, but your mindset by the time you leave will be that of a millionaire, because you would have just been around a place full of millionaires and they are pouring themselves into you. So when you think of, why do I want to come to BTBY? Why should I buy a ticket? Why do I even want to participate in that? The reason that you want to participate is because your mindset is going to change. When your mind changes, everything else follows. This controls everything. When your mind changes, everything that you have, everything that you see, all of your perspective, everything changes.
Man, that was well said. Somebody was paying attention through all these conferences. Look at you. I got to ask you a question, though, because something big happened to you at the conference. As a speaker. You're there to pour into all these wonderful attendees. But something happened with you because you had a big shift in your life.
Yes. So when I was there, so for those that don't know, all of my books and everything, and it's still being currently changed over, I had run under the name Prince Michael, and I had everything, basically pegged for that. Everything was Prince Michael. And when I really got to the root of it, it was because I had experienced so much trauma in my life to the point where I wanted to make sure that I separated myself from that trauma as much as possible. And which is one of the reasons why that's what I'm speaking on. So I wanted to separate myself from that trauma, and the trauma that I thought I was trying to separate myself to help me to get forward is actually what I needed in order to propel me forward. After I left that conference, I had an experience there where, you know how they say that sometimes you got to get in someone's face to be able to see it. And I had to have that experience where someone literally got here and said, "This is not you." And I said, yeah, whatever, this is me. But when I got home, I realized that when you run from your destiny, when you run from who it is that you are supposed to be, abundance is your birthright. You have to claim what's yours. When you run from what it is, when you're running from your abundance, then it has no way of actually saying, "Hey, let me give you your birthright." So after I left that conference, I decided to change my name. Well, not even change it, but to actually use my government name, which I think actually sounds a whole lot better, Prentice Ahmad. It sounds so much royal, so much more royal. And I dropped the Prince Michael. I've been changing all of my stuff. I have a brand new business. I have everything. I'm doing the exact same thing, but my business is completely changed and shifted. Terrence said something and I just thought that it was so profound. He said, when you decided to drop the prince, you became a king. When was it? Last weekend, I actually got crowned as the very first Mr. US United. And of course, this is my beautiful crown that has adorned my head. And I just decided, I'm like, you know what? I have so much more to offer people, but I do not want to hide under this umbrella of who people think I am. I know who I am, because grandma says it's not about what people call you, it's what you answer to. So I decided to answer to my calling, which is to go back to being who I know that I was called to be.
Absolutely. Wow. And, I'm going to correct you further because, sometimes you give the government way too much credit. Because you was given that name long before the government put it on any type of paper. That's why
I like him, y'all.
That was your God-given name. And while BTBY is not a religious per se conference experience, we don't hide from it. We don't run away from it. We let it be known. Part of somebody's journey towards becoming the best version of themselves sometimes begins with being aware of who they are. We have another BTBY member that talks about taking the mask off, because sometimes we may be so ashamed of who we are that we put on another mask. We introduce ourselves as a representative or a facsimile. Some of y'all might not be old enough to know what facsimile is in this whole internet world where you don't fax anything anymore. But we try to create a different persona of ourselves because maybe we don't like who we were on the inside, or maybe because we haven't taken the opportunity to really get to become aware of who we are. You were given a name, you were given a calling long before you were given breath in your body. And when you decide to start living within the breath that you have been given, and as Velton says, when you start using the gift that has been given to you, you not only become the best version of yourself, but you can give the best version of yourself to other people.
Come on.
Princess
Come on.
Ahmad has become aware of who the best version of he is. And now as Mr. US United, he gonna be giving it all across the country, all across the world. I love that story, and thank you for being vulnerable enough to share that with us and to share it on the stage on August 25th. Now, Brent, like you said before, I don't know how you're going to follow up with that, but hey, you help people multiply their money each and every day. So how has being a part of the BTBY experience multiplied your own life?
Yeah, no, it's so great, Terrence. And I'm starting to think maybe you're a little mad at me because you're having me follow these awesome speakers here, and I got to come in.
Remember, Princess followed you first, so here you go.
Come on, it's only fair.
So yeah, I mean, right. So how do you follow that up? But let me just say this about like this event and that's coming up here in August in Kansas City, and so like everybody needs to be there. There's only a half a dozen of us here on the screen today that are talking and sharing. And there's going to be so many more people that are going to be there with the same passion and energy that you're hearing today. So you definitely want to get to that event. Now, even though I'm sitting here and telling everybody to come to this event, changeyourlife.com, right? To come to this event and experience it. The sad part and the actual reality of it is that everybody that should be there is not going to show up. Even people are going to tell themselves, and they're going to tell you all the way up to the event, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. And when the event starts, everybody is not going to be there. You're going to maybe have 50 to 80% of the people that promised you that said, I'm going to be there, are actually going to show up. Because what they're going to do is they're going to wake up on the morning of the event and they're going to do what they've done for a lot of part of their life. They're going to say, you know what? I'm too tired to go. I don't want to get out of bed. I'm going to go do this instead of come here. Well, I'm just telling you, do not do that this time. Make the commitment, get to the event, no matter what is happening. No matter what is happening, even if your house is on fire, don't worry. The fire department will put it out. You'll be able to clean up the mess when you get back. Get to this event and experience the life changes. Come change your life at this event. Now, here's what I'm going to say. There's three things, right? There's three things that when you come to this event that you need to already start thinking about before you even arrive. And those three things are mindset, systems, and mentors. So the first thing starts with your mindset. Even though if your mind is a little cloudy before you get to the event, or you're thinking, or you're down in the dumps, or you're negative, or things just aren't happening in your life the way that you think they should be, or maybe you're down on your luck, you got to start with the mindset by getting there. Because once you get there, you're going to meet people. You're going to meet a lot of different speakers that are going to help you to change that mindset, to help to develop you a better mindset. And then what they're going to do is they're going to show you systems. They're going to show you different systems of how to change the things in your life that may not be going the way that you want them to be going. So you got your mindset. You have all these systems that you're going to be able to implement and put into place. And I will tell you, don't try to take everything from every speaker and go home and apply it. Pick 1, 2, maybe 3 things from that 3-day event and go home and say, hey, I'm going to start here, because you have to start somewhere. I tell people all the time, if you want to learn how to swim, you got to get in the pool, right? You can't learn how to swim by like hanging out in your bathing suit on the deck. Now, I'm not saying you got to jump in the deep end in the ocean and start swimming the very first time, but you got to at least get your feet wet. You got to put on the small little floaties and just get wet, get in the water. So mindset and systems. And then the third thing is mentors. you will come out of there with one or more mentors that you are now going to be able to develop a relationship with and have an ongoing plan, an ongoing type of relationship with people that you're going to meet. You may meet people that are going to be with you now for the rest of your life. You don't even know how your life is going to change or the people that you're going to meet because you've never met them, but they're going to be at this event for those 3 days in August. So mindset, systems, and mentors. And the last thing I want to say is that, look, all of us have these same areas in our life, right? We have our, when we speak about money and wealth, that's the financial part of our life. Now, some people may be doing really good and some people may not be doing as good. And I tell people all the time, I say, I don't care if you make $10 an hour or $10,000 an hour. It doesn't matter where you're at in your financial life, but we all are somewhere in our financial life. We also have a spiritual part of our life. How is our faith? You know, where are we at in our relationship with God, right? So you have financial, you have spiritual, and then you have career. Where are you at in your career? Where is your work at right now? Are you in between jobs? Are you starting a new job? Did you just get fired from a job? Did you just lose the job? So we have financial, spiritual, and career. And then we have our health. And without our health, we have nothing. And let me just tell you, I've been going through some health challenges in the last 12 or 18 months. And it doesn't matter what amount of money that you have to have your health, not only your mental health, but your physical health, because all that crap doesn't matter if you don't have that. And then, of course, you have your family. And a lot of times we put our family on the back burner, right? We kind of overlook our family, and it causes like strife in our family relationship because we're trying to focus on all of those other areas of the life. So we got your financial, your spiritual, your career, your health, and your family. And what would be a perfect world is to have every one of those areas in equal balance at all times. But it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen. We always have an area that's higher, another area that's lower. And at this event, this is a way that we can come together with different speakers and mentors and people and form relationships to try to get all of those areas in equal balance of your life. So what I would say is go into this and have the right mindset. Be open to all the systems that everybody is going to share with you. And I would leave there with at least one or more of a mentor of somebody that you can kind of go to now after you've been to this event and reach out to them, have them hold you accountable, and you hold them accountable, right? Because even your mentors need to hold them accountable at some stage. So that's what I think that this event is all about. And I'm going to challenge you, even though you're going to wake up on the morning of August 25th, 26th, or 27th, and there's some phone call or some text message going to say to you, hey, come do this instead of going to that BTBY event. Don't do it. Don't do it. They'll try to drag you down and shut you out, but you need to be there because it will be life-changing because, again, comechangeyourlife.com.
Brent?
Thank you so much. Yes. And Brent, we know that you've got to jump on to something else this morning, helping somebody else multiply their life while they multiply their money. So we are so glad that you've been able to join us on this sneak peek this morning. If you have to drop off, feel free.
I think Aaron has a question for him.
Well,
absolutely.
I don't have a question, but the word that kept popping up, Brent, is this word right here.
Decide.
Decide.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you are waking up that morning and trying to decide which direction to go, should I go to the conference? Should I not? It's all a decision. And it's 50-50 shot, right? So you can either decide to come or you can decide to go off with your friends. But I'm here to tell you that when we were talking about becoming millionaires in our mindset and, possibly in our bank accounts, and we started talking about happiness, and the other word that I heard is alignment. I think that when you are in alignment with everything in your life, or to some degree, that's true happiness. And for me, going to the conference as a speaker, it's an opportunity for me to turn the mirror on me and to learn and to become aligned once again. So if you're looking for an opportunity to become more in alignment with who you truly are, make the decision to get up and join us August 25th through the 27th, because everyone wants an opportunity for true happiness. And really and truly, when you are in alignment with who you are, and, Prentice, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud to hear that you decided to go a different direction with your name. That is amazing. What a gift you've given yourself. And that's the other thing, is that gift yourself an opportunity to be in a room with people who really and truly care about you. I can tell you, as soon as you walk in the room, you are going to be greeted with smiles, hugs, handshakes, and you're going to be in an environment that allows you to discover aspects of yourself that you may not have even, or you may not have even known, or you knew, but you didn't have the tools or the systems, as Brent said, to implement them. So just come fill up with us. It's an opportunity for you to turn the mirror on yourself. I'll be turning the mirror right back at me and asking and answering some really hard questions. And you can do the exact same thing. So come change your life and become in alignment with who you are. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the fact that it takes just as much energy to go this way and to have a negative attitude as it does to have a positive one. And you can do that in a heartful way. So thanks for all of that information, Brent. That was amazing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Aaron, before we take the spotlight off of you and for everyone who's about to come after this, we can talk about how great it is, but you guys have become our ambassadors in front of the camera and behind the camera. So tell me how personally being a part of becoming the best you has enriched your life.
Well, I'm going to use the word that Brent used, is mentor. We as speakers and, we're going out and we're filling up audiences around the globe. What it's done for me personally is it's given me an opportunity to be in a room, as I said, of people who are there and open to fill me up, to give me an opportunity to take my mug, my cup, and have it overflow. And that has been the most amazing gift over the last couple of years. I mean, when I tell you, I know some of you may or may not believe me, but I'm going to say in the most heartful way that you will leave with someone, one, two, or maybe more, mentors or people who really love you, who are there and love. I love acronyms, and you'll hear lots of acronyms throughout my talk, but I'll give you this one, the love. Let optimal, not mediocre, let optimal vibrations enter. And you will be loved, not only within those 3 days, but beyond.
Thank you for sharing that.
Speaking the truth.
Absolutely. So listen, you guys, we're going to take a quick break just to talk again about what you're going to experience here when you come to the BTBY experience in Kansas City, August 25th through the 27th. And then we're going to come back and we're going to get some more sneak peeks from our guests panel here on what they're going to be sharing with you when you join us, whether it's live or in person at our BTBY experience in Kansas City. Now, we would be remiss if we didn't let you know that we've got special pricing going on right now for a limited time. If you use the hashtag BTBY, hashtag BTBY, you can get $100 off of your general admission tickets. The food, the fun, the fellowship, the inspiration, the motivation, the mentorship, all for that special pricing. But you got to go to comechangeyourlife.com, where you can register now and have your face in the place with all these beautiful people on August 25th through the 27th. This is BTBY TV. We'll be right back. That's right. $100 off that ticket. Come on and have an experience of a lifetime. Make this time of year the best time of year for you to come change your life and become the best version of yourself. We are back. Thank you for joining us at BTBY TV. I'm your humble host, Terrence, the Unstoppable Coach Leffridge. And we were in our conversation about how these wonderful people who have been gracing our stages and doing work behind the scenes at BTBY, how that has personally enriched their life or changed your life. So we're going to go over to our Go with Gut Queen, Lauren Dreher, with her beautiful children in the background. So Lauren,
we were about family, so I'm glad to see those faces.
Absolutely. There's our future. That's the BTBY youth that we're going after right there. So Lauren, how has you talked earlier about you went with your gut and you made a way to have your face in the place at our last event. How has that experience been for you moving forward on your BTBY journey?
I don't think anything is truer than it's been honestly life-changing. And, you know, I mean, you see my boys here on the screen, and one thing that I think has been life-changing is the fact that BTBY brings people from all walks of life, experiences, etc. And you get a whole bunch of nuggets from everybody from everything. And you take different things away than everybody else, but it's like everybody else has said, it's a mindset. And all it takes is a shift in perspective to really obviously look at it one way to the other, because I could look at things a lot of different ways, but who do I want to be for my boys here? Who do I want to be for myself? And you walk away from BTBY with a different perspective of who you want to be for all the people in your life, yourself included. And that's one thing. Hang on, bud. That's one thing I'm really excited to talk about, because that looks different for absolutely everybody. And depending on what's going on in your life, you take away what you need to. But if you go with an open mind, I'm excited to tell people about how BTBY and being part of this community has changed my life, changed my perspective on who I need to be for myself, who I need to be for Cooper here. And you saw Luke earlier, and that's a complete shift in looking at things in a why is this happening to me? You could make the excuse to not come to BTBY, and it could be a, I need to be here. I need to do this, or I don't have time. Well, you can make the time, because you also have to pour into yourself. You also have to do things for yourself in order to be the people that you want to be for the people who are in your life. You're on mute, Brenda.
You owe it to them. You
I
owe
do.
it to them to be the best version of you every day.
I do. And that's a huge thing that has been a huge shift in my life, is becoming the best you is just that. We're always becoming, right? We're always becoming the best version of ourselves. It's a learning process. It's a continuous process. And in my experience, we're never done. And this community is phenomenal at helping to support and shape who you need to become for you and the rest of whoever is in your life, honestly. But as everybody else has said, using your gifts to shape that, because becoming the best me for my family, for my boys, has also meant going for what I want, being who I am, and living in that truth. And it's not easy, guys. It's really hard. And I could tell these guys to get the heck out of the room because I'm on camera, but instead I thought, okay, let's bring them in it. I want them to see what I'm doing. I want them to see that, this is important to me, but they're part of my life too. So becoming and standing strong in who you're becoming, and knowing that whether it looks like it or not, things are happening for you. They may not look pretty, but it's happening for you. It's just a matter of mindset and perspective.
It
I love it.
absolutely is.
And I love your transparency, and I love how you are sharing who you are becoming with your kids, because we sometimes take for granted what we are putting out into the universe. And I'm always quick to say, you never know who's watching, but guaranteed someone is watching. And
Yep.
it may not resonate today with your children, but one day, somewhere in the future, when they become the best version of themselves, they're going to say to you, Mom, I remember when you were on that computer and you were talking to those other people, and
Yep.
instead of kicking us out and telling us to go to the other room, you let us stay. And
Yep.
that made an impression. That made an impression on my work ethic. That made an impression on my self-esteem. That made an impression for me to go have enough confidence to go talk in my classroom. It gave me enough confidence to go try out.
Sometimes the BTBY is about those long dramatic pauses. Maybe we're having one of those right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I thank you for sharing that. And many times our friend, the leadershipologist, says, can you hear me? Can you guys hear us? Mic check,
Yeah.
mic check.
I can hear
Yes, hear you fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Many times our friend, the leadershipologist, says you've got to be a leader of one before you can be a leader of many. And I think what Lauren was just showing us is how she has become a leader of one, and how it is building out towards that leader of many. Velton, you do that not only in your personal life, not only in nonprofits, but in the corporate world. You help them really see how becoming a leader of one helps them become the best version of themselves. But I want to ask you the same question we're asking everyone else. How has being a part of this experience enriched, fulfilled, or made your life a little bit happier?
Well, it's interesting. The attending the BTBY conference reinforced something that I've known and I discovered a while back, and that's you are unique, and it's okay to be different. It's okay for you to be different, because everybody has a unique set of skills, a unique set of dynamics that have created or changed their life and shaped their life to be who they are. And the real thing that has to happen to all of us at some point in our life is to become aware of the gifts that the Creator put inside of us. Many of us have tools and gifts. You heard the Les Brown speech about the gifts being taken to the graveyard and never realized by the world or never shared with the world. And a lot of times we don't know what those gifts are. We don't realize what those gifts are. But more importantly, we don't have the confidence once we understand what they are to be transparent enough to share them with other people. We're afraid that somebody might not understand, somebody might not get it, somebody might not be in tune with the gifts that we are trying to share with the world. And that's okay, because everybody wasn't meant to take advantage of the gifts that you have or the gifts that the Creator gave you. The second part of that is it takes a commitment to service. You know, everybody talks about me being the leadershipologist and leading other people, but leadership is really serving. The best leaders are the best servants. You have to be willing to give up of yourself in order to help others. And being the best you means that you're giving of yourself at all times. You're not holding back. You have a commitment to service. And as you serve others, you'll find that others serve you. When people understand what you have to share and that you care, they will be willing to serve you. You know, Maya Angelou said, people may forget what you say, people may forget what you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. And as a leader, it is your responsibility. Create a culture of caring and sharing. I call it a culture of champions. And BTBY is on a mission to create that type of culture, to create that type of atmosphere. As you see today on this show, everybody here has come here with a commitment to serve others. It's not about us, it's about you. The question is, are you willing to take the journey that starts with one step that may end up being 1,000 miles? But we're all committed to being here with you and walking along the way. So that's what BTBY has done for me. And it continues to excite me and allow me to grow, share, and shape the world for today and for the future of those young children that you saw on the screen. Terrence?
I love it. I love it. That is fantastic. And one thing that he drives home is that service. You may go to many different conferences, virtual, in person. You may spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to be in the room with a conference that you think is going to feed your mind and give you the information. But we take it a step further. When you come into our BTBY experience, first and foremost, it ain't a conference. It is an experience. Why do we call it an experience? Because the experience that I have may be completely different than the experience that Aaron has, which may be doubly different from the experience that the superhero couple is going to give to somebody else that's in that room over those 3 days. It's about the experience. It is about what we can bring to you through our service and how you bring back to us through your energy and through your experiences. So it's important for you guys to understand that this is just not some place where you come with your pen and pad, you take down some notes, and you walk away. We want you to bring your mind, your body, as well as your soul into this place and experience what the possibilities could be for you when you decide to become the best version of yourselves. Now we got the superhero couple here, Johnny Avocado and Kenya Mester, aka Kenya Crafts. And you guys have a great story because the last time John E. Avocado was on the stage, but I believe Kenya had an experience that changed her life and now is propelling her into something more this time around. So, John E. Avocado, if you guys can unmute yourself, we want to hear a little bit from you guys about how this experience of being with BTBY has changed your life. Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear us?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, just with that great setup for the superhero couple, and they freeze up on us.
Oh, they did. But you know what? While they're coming back on, let me tell you a little bit about this. So, Kenya took our speaker class, and she decided at the end to do her presentation on not being the sidekick anymore. That she's been a sidekick for most of her life, and that she wanted to be more than the sidekick. So she decided to change her mindset, change her actions, and now she's changing her life with that. And here, but there's even more to this story. Most spouses do not support the other one. And Johnny is supporting her in that. He's loving her through it. He's giving her the space that she needs to become the person that she wants to be. And he gave up his time on the stage to share it with her. That says a lot about both of them, which also says why they are part of becoming the best you.
Absolutely. Johnny and Kenya, can you guys hear us now?
We can you hear us now?
Yes, we can hear you. You know, I gave you my best spiel, so now you're just gonna have to wing it. But listen, we were talking about how Kenya was an attendee the last time, and now because of your experience of seeing your superhero husband on stage and experiencing all the other things that came to you in spite of what was happening for John E. Avocado, you came up with this whole new theology, that's what I want to call it, of that just because you're a sidekick doesn't mean you're no less of a superhero. Tell us about that.
So I'm like many folks have said, I have some trauma, and a lot of it had to do with bullying. I was undiagnosed attention deficit ADHD. So when I was a child, if I liked you, I was very up in your face. I was very intense, and I saw some of the things happen with our own kids on and off. And it really took a toll. And after a while, I just started being a wallflower. And then when I met and started dating Johnny, I was excited. All of his friends liked me, but I figured it was just because I was his sidekick now. We were dating, we were married as the thing went. And so they liked him, so they liked me. And it's been a journey learning that that's not the case. And I'm at least his superhero.
Absolutely. So we could probably make people sick with how much we love each other. But the truth is that this wasn't how our relationship always was. In fact, when we came together, we each had our own individual problems. We each had our own individual trauma that we were stuck in. And the true power of our coupling, the reason that we are what people might call a power couple, is not because we took the time to just work on one of us, or that we thought that one was more important than the other. And it's never been in equal stages of our growth, but that we have continuously and constantly always supported one another in our endeavors, and recognized that we have our individual dreams. And the reason we came together was not because I wanted some slave to take care of the house while I went off and took care of my dream. My aspiration was that I could be a good provider. To me, I kind of grew up maybe in a different time. And one of the things that was given to me as part of my character is that I need to be a provider of this home. And being a provider of a home isn't just to bring in the money, or even just to provide a safe space from the terrors of the world outside, but it's to provide opportunity to those that are in my ward, my steed, my kids, my wife, my family, my friends. They look to me to be responsible, to not just, lord over them, but to give them, to be the one that helps provide opportunities for them. And just as you do for your child, you have to do the same for your spouse. You have to do the same for your friends. When you see that they need growth, when you see that they need help, you have to be an advocate for them. You have to be their sidekick when it's time for them to step up and take on their power. And that is a place that many people especially sometimes men who feel that they have to always be in control and that they always have to find the answer. The truth is, man, is the best kind of superhero that you can be is to run an academy and grow a whole bunch of superheroes that can go out and take on the world all on their own.
That is fantastic. And you know what you guys are doing is an extra facet that we thought was definitely important to bring to the BTBY experience, because many of us as solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business people, trying to be business people, the number one reason why we don't become the best version of ourselves is that we don't have a support system helping us to do that. Brent said earlier that sometimes you got to fire your closest family and friends in order for you to move to the next level of your greatness. And while that may be true, the second part of that is you've got to find those people, those like-minded people that are going to help you grow to the next level of your greatness. Now, isn't it wonderful if you could find that same person within your own house?
Yes.
Be your spouse. We can talk about many different entrepreneurs out there that are where the spouse just lets you do you and they just want to see the results, as opposed to being in the trenches with you, helping you build you up to being the best version of yourselves. So it's beautiful to see this happening with you guys, and I know it's going to bless some people when they see us on August 25th through the 27th. You're not the only couple that's going to be gracing our stage, but you're going to be as powerful, as great as you are right here in person. And for our audience that's watching, now I want you to really check this out. The people, how you're seeing them right now is exactly the same way they're going to be August 25th through the 27th. Now Prentice may be suited and booted, but he's still gonna be the same person as you see here. Hey, thank you guys for joining us at BTBY TV. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to wrap the show up, and our audience, our superpower audience, is going to let you know why you should have your face in the place August 25th through the 27th for the BTBY experience. This is BTBY TV. We'll be right back.
Becoming the best version of yourself is a journey. When you believe in yourself, you can move mountains. Let's start your journey today at ComeChangeYourLife.com. All you have to do is take the first step, and we will help you along the way. Are you ready? Change starts now. Become the best version of yourself. Reach for the world. Kansas City is coming. ComeChangeYourLife.com. Become the best version of you. Let known influencers such as Saucony Prince and Dr. Ruben West show you how to overcome and move forward and get to the next stage of your life. You don't want to miss this, Kansas City. August 25th through the 27th, ComeChangeYourLife.com. Host Brenda Ringwood and Terrence Lethbridge bring quality speakers. Go on over to ComeChangeYourLife.com because change happens here.
Happens here, and you can take advantage of our special pricing, $100 off the tickets for a limited time. Go ahead to ComeChangeYourLife.com and use the code #BTBY to take advantage of that special pricing. All right, we're coming down the home stretch of BTBY TV. Thank you guys for joining us live and watching us in the replay. Still with us, we've got the superhero couple, Johnny Avocado and Kenya Crafts. We've got Mr. US United himself, Prentice Ahmad. We've got the leadershipologist, Velton Shaw, and we've got the dream igniter, Aaron Page, along with the professor of change, Brenda Ringwood. And we're all here to tell you that you definitely don't want to miss this opportunity. As a host, I tend to not get the opportunity to say why I like being a part of it. So let me just take 20 seconds. Somebody set the timer because I'll do 20 minutes. But I always say I am humbled that Brenda brought me into her vision. And sometimes we have to recognize that for our vision to go from a dream into reality, it takes a team. There's that adage that says teamwork makes the dream work, and that cannot be any more true than what you see here in what was a vision in Brenda's eyes the little more than 2 years ago, to all the banners, to all the virtuals, to all the in-persons, to how the tribe grew from 3 people to 5 people, down to 50 people, to hundreds of people that are ambassadors of BTBY. And each and every part of us, each and every one of us has thrown our rock into the virtual pond and created this ripple that is turning into a tsunami in which we call becoming the best you. And being able to be a part of that has increased my confidence. Some people may not believe it, but I'm a pretty shy guy. Shut up, Princess. It has increased. It has increased my ability to just be me and that be enough, and to see how just being me has had a greater effect on other people around me because I chose to give up myself and not to keep it to myself. This platform was created to do that. We have many different genres, we have many different demographics, we have many different skills, tools, and abilities that come to this stage. But when we come to this stage, we all come with one focus, which is helping people leave being a better version of themselves than when they came. And so I love being a part of this experience. And I just want to say to you, first and foremost, if you are ready to become the best version of yourself, and I didn't say became, because you're not there yet. I said become. And we say becoming because it is the action of, it's the action to become the best version of yourself. If you're ready to take that first step, if you're ready to take that action that's going to help you become the best version of yourself, not just on that day, but every day after that, then you know what you need to do. Come change your life at comechangeyourlife.com. And let's go around the room and let's give final thoughts. Let's start with the Dream Igniter, because we're trying to ignite some dreams here on August 25th, Aaron. Why, in your opinion, should they have their face in the place, or if they can't make it, come virtually to the BTBY experience?
Well, someone once told me, inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, life is hard. And believe me, I know there are people that are watching this and that will watch it where they think life is really, really hard. And come into the room. Come into the room, everyone, and you will be loved, and you'll realize that everyone in that room has been through some hard spaces and places before, and we are here to help you change that. And just inch by inch, that's all you need, is just 1 inch at a time to move towards your dreams, move towards becoming the best version of yourself. That's why they should be there.
Love it. Velton, why don't you jump on that?
Well, I love what Aaron said. The one thing I will say is life is about investing, and it's not always a monetary investment. It's an investment of your time, your talent, and your abilities. But here, makes no mistake about it, you must invest in yourself at the level in which you expect results. So if you expect great results, you've got to make a great investment of your time, your energy, and your commitment. And yes, it might take a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, the results will speak for themselves. When you look at people that are on a higher level or a higher plane and say, I want to be there, they're there not because they were just miraculously placed there. They're there because of the lessons that they learned as they climbed the mountain to success. BTBY is one of those steps that you need to take that journey to the mountain of success. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the top, Terrence.
Love it. Thank you. Prentice, Why should they have their face in the place to just be underneath the wisdom that you're going to share over the course of that weekend?
So the easiest way for me to, first off, can you guys hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, fabulous. And I just want to let y'all know, Terrence ain't shy, y'all. Anyway, I had to throw that in there. Anyway, so what I will tell you guys is very simple. If Oprah Winfrey told you that she would give you $1 billion and the only thing you have to do is show up at a place, invest in yourself, bet on you, and show up in a place, would you show up? More than likely, you just answered that question, yes. Why should someone have to force you to become the best version of yourself if you truly want to change? Most people that are going to be watching right now, more than likely, they're going to tell themselves, I really want to change, but life is happening. Jim Rohn often says that it's not the blowing of the wind, it is the set of the sail. The blowing of the wind happens to us all. Life happens. Life was happening during this interview. My internet kept going out, and I'm like, honey, I know I paid the bill, okay? But the internet kept going out. I had to come. I had to get in the car. My mom is here. My nephew's in the back, but I'm trying to hold the camera like this so that way you guys can't see anything. But the blowing of the wind happens to us all. Life always is going to happen. If you are going to wait until life is perfect for you in order for you to do something, you'll be dead at that time, because there's always going to be something that is going to that's going to prevent you from being able to move forward. So if you truly want to change, if you truly want the very best for yourself, then you will have your face in the place on August 25th through the 27th, and you're going to allow us to pour into you the way that we want to pour into you too. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Superhero couple. Why should they have their face in the place August 25th through the 27th?
Man, it is life-changing. I had no idea what to expect in February. And even our next door neighbor's dog is, cheering everybody on to be there. I don't know if anybody else can speak dog, but she is totally saying that it's a life-changing experience, and that you're going to come out and find out that life is more bark than bite once you have the right tools.
Ooh, I like that.
She said
like
all that, huh? Wow.
Wow.
I'm good.
You gotta hire that dog.
That dog will hunt, right? If we're going to keep this analogy going. And as my technology drips, the wind is blowing on all of us here. So I'm going to try to throw it in here real quick before I run out of time. And what I'm going to say is that you can't buy this. You have to build this. And if we use the analogy that everybody's talking about here about putting yourself in the right mindset and putting yourself with the right people, I want to quickly share, I'm going to share another man's story here. And it's Dr. Reuben West. And he and I were together not too long ago. And he shared a story with me that, was really close to my own. And what he had said to me is that when he grew up, he was working in the medical field and he wasn't making much money. And his dad got him a job at the tire factory. And he went to work at night at the tire factory. He lasted one day at that job at the tire factory. And his dad could never understand. And his dad finally confronted him and asked him, he said, why did you give up this job at the tire factory to go back and take that low-paying job that you had in the medical field? And he said to his dad, he says, Dad, he said, it was the conversations these people had. He said, when I went to this tire factory, they talked about what they were going to do when they got off and how much beer they were going to drink and who they were going to get with. He said, when I worked in that medical office, he said, the things that those people talked about were what houses they were going to buy, what investments they were going to make, what college their children were going to go to. And he said, that was the conversation I wanted to put myself in. That's why I left that tire job. And I want to tell you right now that you have that opportunity with the BTBY. No matter what you've tried before, you need to leave behind the conversation that's going to get you nowhere. And you need to come and join a group of people, swim with the fishes that want to swim where you want to swim. Come and be part of this school, come and be part of this group, and find the conversation that you need to hear to make the change for you. I'm going to go back to this analogy of building something here. Brenda has built this raft. If we are in this storm and we are looking for salvation, we're looking for the way. There's another term that came through my lifehood as a child, and it was, God helps those that help themselves. And you have the tools here. Join with our flock. Use the tools that we've been given and that we are sharing with you, and you can join this raft. You don't have to swim in the dark sea waters all alone, face the storm without help. We are here. Join us.
And this is the only conference that I have ever heard of that you get to meet and mingle with the speakers. If you go and see Tony Robbins, I don't think that you necessarily get to hang out with him afterwards. I give hugs.
It's a wonderful thing. Thank you guys for sharing that. And yes, indeed, you do get to mix and mingle with the speakers. But hey, we could turn into Tony Robbins and start charging an extra $1,000 for you to do that, but we're not. So understand the opportunity that you have before you. You get the opportunity to share and spend time with all these phenomenal speakers. Plus, you get the opportunity to hang out with the visionary herself. Woo, I said something to blew them away, y'all.
We're acting like we're flying. We're flying through the air.
Yes, yeah, you got your superhero cape on right now. So let's give our professor of change, our visionary, Brenda Ringwood. Why should someone be here at the BTBY experience? Reaching for the world is our tagline this time around. Why should they reach for the world? And just start by reaching for that mouse and going to comechangeyourlife.com.
If you don't take the first step to change, you're going to be stuck where you are forever. And the only person that's stopping you is the one that you see in the mirror. If you do not take yourself seriously, if you do not change where you're at right now, nothing else is going to change for you. Things might evolve. It could get worse by doing nothing. But when you put the plans in place and take the necessary steps to change, you will change your life. And that's what this is about.
I love it. All right, you guys. Well, we thank you so much for joining us here on BTBY TV. Again, go on over to comechangeyourlife.com and get ready for the BTBY experience in Kansas City. At the Kansas City Hilton, we have our special pricing going on right now, $100 off using the special code BTBY on the website, comechangeyourlife.com. Let me leave you with this. We often talk about three things: being ready, being willing, and being able. Sometimes that is in the wrong order, because we can all say we're ready to become the best version of ourselves. And we can all say we're able to do that. We've got the blueprint. It's been given to us conference after conference, mastermind after mastermind. So you're able to become the best person that you can possibly be. But are you willing? Are you willing to stand pat right now, put your flag in the ground and say, today is the day that I decide, so I can get Aaron's cup, that I can decide to become the best version of myself? And if I'm ready and if I'm able, am I willing? Everything is laid out before you. It's right there on the screen. Are you willing to take the next step, the first step for some of you, to become the best version of yourselves and reach for the world? We are here. We're waiting to serve you, and we can't wait to see you on August 25th in Kansas City. For Brenda Ringwood, for Aaron Page, Velton Showell, Prentice Ahmad, and the superhero couple, Johnny Avocado and Kenya Crafts, I am Terrence, the Unstoppable Coach Leffridge, and you've been watching BTBY TV. We'll be back next week with some more speakers from the BTBY experience. But as I always say, no matter where you are in the world today, don't just make it a great day. Focus on becoming the best version of you, and you'll make it an unstoppable day.
And put your crown on. Put your crown on.
Yes.